It's your Woody Jackie Numbs, and check it out because I think the time has come, man. We got to retire a word today. Now, listen, there used to be a time where you could categorize certain groups of people who did certain type of things as a particular word, but I don't think that's the case no more, man. Like, I'll give you an example, right? If I told you, like, in 2001, all right, that there was a bunch of people who primarily lived on the internet, they had a whole life on the internet, their life was affected by the internet, you'd probably call them fucking nerds, right? Those are nerds, right? Then on the other end of the spectrum, if I told you a bunch of dudes that were doing street shit, right? They were beefing in the streets, they were doing this in the streets, they were really pulling up in the streets, you call those the gangsters. Now, in 2015, the gangsters are on social media and the internet more than anybody. To be honest, the gangsters want attention. Listen, you know how Instagram models want attention for their boobs and their ass? The gangsters want attention for being gangsters. This shit is ridiculous and backwards, okay? Which means the gangsters are beefing the most. The gangsters are incriminating themselves the most, okay? The gangsters want you to know who they got problems with and also want you to watch them argue with other niggas on the internet. Okay, even threaten them. That's just what the internet is. So, let's never talk about who's a nerd and who's not. Basically, all these niggas, including myself, we live on the motherfucking net. Now, let's continue because we got a high-ranking blood member. Actually, two of them, right? We have The Game, and then we have another guy named Briss Breezy. Now, Briss Breezy, his real name is Chris Brown, but the Incredible Hulk version of Briss Breezy, of Chris Brown actually, is Briss Breezy. He turns into that whenever he gets mad. One of the reasons he could get mad is if you fuck with his concubine. If you don't know, he has a concubine named Kakarot, right? Now, he broke up with her. However, he still owns her somewhat, and if you like her picture, if you go out on a date with her, if you follow on Instagram, you're liable to get threatened to get clapped. That's what he does. He's on Instagram. If you do something that he doesn't like, he might tell you he'll get you killed. Listen, he's a R&B goon. Now, the funny part about that is that The Game, he actually liked Karuche's picture. And by the way, her real name's Karuche. He liked her picture. He followed her on Instagram, which should set Briss Breezy off. Briss Breezy threatened two other dudes, Marcus Houston and another guy named Tyson Beckford, basically told both of them that, yo, I'm about to get y'all clapped for really fucking with my concubine. But when The Game did it, he was kind of all giggles, right? Now, he commented when that happened. He said, someone must have something they need to promote. It's sad. People need gimmicks to maintain fame. All pub is good pub, I guess. Now, The Game continued because apparently The Game might have not had problems with Briss Breezy himself, but he had problem with another guy who Briss Breezy's actually cool with. If you guys don't know, there was another individual in previous stories named WackStar. He's down with Chris's camp. Anytime something happened with Chris Brown's girl, he gets involved. He posts a bunch of guns. He puts up a bunch of threads. Listen, as I said, these are gangsters. They act on social media. Social media is the new streets, okay? So The Game started going at that guy for no reason, or maybe they had a reason and you guys could figure it out in the end, but it's a lot of back and forth shit. Pretty much The Game kind of kicked it off by saying, keep throwing subliminals, nigga. We both know when it's me versus you who gonna come out on top, punk. I still owe you one for that shit you pulled. We both know your time coming, blood. Okay, obviously, if you guys don't know, they got to call each other blood because even though they're on the internet, okay, they still got to keep it straight, okay? Now, he also said, now, gon' call who you gon' call, who you gon' tell. What the fuck? Anyway, he said, that ain't gonna stop me from knocking your ass out when I see you. Hashtag you know me. And that was posted under a video of Briss Breezy kind of singing and dancing. Now, the whole thing kind of continued. The guy WackStar, he kind of clapped back. He said, listen, the problem is your last album flopped, which was a compilation album. It did 33,000. That's why you're looking for attention. And obviously, The Game, he was mad and he really didn't give a fuck. So he said this. He said, it was a compilation album, blah, blah, blah. He said, listen, only reason you know Chris Brown is because I put your scary ass in position, but we both know you gonna run when I see you or call your daddy and tell him game on your ass, 40 years old, pretend to be 17, dressing like a skater, and pretending scared to go to the county cause the Mexicans gonna get your little punk ass. When I see you, I'm gonna break your fucking jaw, so have your gun on you, pussy, showing out for IG. We gonna see Drizzy voice. Okay, so as I said, basically, this is what you would normally see in the streets, except it's a bunch of Negroes, and obviously showcasing for Instagram and for followers. That's the new move. Okay, now, by the way, this is getting boring, so I'm going to try to get to the relevant parts. So basically, him and this other guy got beef, right? Now, the guy made some allegations, and he made some allegations. I don't know if we should even investigate, okay? The game also accused the guy of getting Chris Brown's house robbed, right? So the game commented, he said, listen, me and you, leave everybody else out, and I'll beat you till you throw up Chris's dick, you little bitch. Breaking in the nigga Chris house, and he still keep you around. Use a hoe, and everybody know it. Hiding behind your daddy, faggot, okay? WackStar responded to the game. He said, when your ass got knocked out at the mall, I was the only one who had your back. I even helped you buy makeup to cover that black eye. Hashtag never forget. That's the whole thing with Rosemo or Roscoe or something like that. You think cause you rap about being gangster, you are nigga, please. You done fucked up and started to believe yourself. I know the real you. You wouldn't hurt a fucking fly, okay? The most explosive Twitter finger shit really was when the game kind of brought Soulja Boy into it. Now, I will tell you this, man. For all these guys that claim to be gangster, anytime you hear two gangsters beefing or arguing, you always hear allegations of somebody getting fucked in the ass. I don't know why. Maybe it's a gangster thing. And we heard even Ray J talk about booty goons, but somebody always getting fucked in the ass. Now, the game said this. The game said, nigga, you going to find shit on the internet ain't gonna stop this ass whipping you got coming. That pic from marrying the game from when I was in France and niggas was throwing bottles? You reaching, pussy. You a broke Chris Brown backup singer who used to get fucked in the ass by Soulja Boy. Now you over there watching Chris's sweaty nuts after performances, okay? You a buster. The whole Compton know it. Your own mama fight for you cause you ain't got no hands. And you scared of the essays in Compton. You cried when we got locked up and New Jersey Devil took the gun to us cause you was crying. You a bitch nigga, and bottom line is when I see you, I'm whipping your motherfucking ass. And these IG people know your daddy or mama going, listen, alright, fuck all that shit. Listen. Pretty much two grown-ass men, okay? They got beef. Real beef, okay? They're on Instagram, threatening each other like a motherfucker. They do it a whole bunch. They do it with fans watching. Then they delete all the tweets, okay? Now, who's right, who's wrong, I don't know. Now, there was allegations that the game got knocked out of the mall. It seems that some other guy named Compton Menaces says this was kind of true before, and back then, WackStar was actually on the game's team. Now, you're probably really confused. Basically, the game is beefing with Chris Brown's homie. I'm not sure if it means he's beefing with Briss Breezy, but still, it's a bunch of fuckery, and these guys, they're beefing over some shit that nobody knows why. Okay, now they claim they want to fight, but of course, as I said, they want to fight on Instagram, not in real life. As I said, the word nerds, get that out of here. Everybody's nerds. Everybody operates on the internet. That's why I was really listening to Meek Mill when he's talking about this, that, in the streets. I'm like, everybody's on the motherfucking internet. Everybody. Everybody is showing out for the internet. Let's be honest, okay? To be honest, people show out more for the internet than for the streets. So get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. I'm out.